my loves, welcome to my channel, or welcome if you are new. It is so great to have you here. Today marks the first day that we are trying to read 200 pages for a week straight, pretty much so I can just prioritize my reading a little bit more, get through as many books as possible. I have a few free days and I just kind of wanted to challenge myself a little bit to read as much as possible. I think on a normal day, if I had a good reading day, I'd probably read 100 and 150 pages a day, more if I was like had a lot of free time. But on a busy day, I'd probably only read like 20 to 50 pages a day. So this week I am going to be pushing myself a little bit more outside my comfort zone, making sure that's consistent every single day. Basically, my rules for this challenge are pretty simple. First of all, it's going to be a 5-day challenge because on the weekend I'm extremely busy and I'm going back to my family, so I'm going to be traveling and it will just be a little bit crazy. So we're going to do 5 days straight, which is still like a significant amount of time, and hopefully I'll get through a good few books. I have to read obviously 200 pages a day, and if for some reason I don't meet that goal, it's going to lapse over to the next day. So I'll have to read like 250 or however many I didn't reach. As for books, I would love to focus on my TBR, but I am awful at sticking to my TBR just because I am such a mood reader. So we'll see how that goes, but I am going to be prioritizing that and just reading as many like fun fantasy books as possible. But those are pretty much the only rules for this. And let's just get started. Let's have some fun. Let's read as much as possible. So it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm going to sit down and read for the first time today. I haven't read at all today, which is annoying, but anyway, I'm about to read. So aiming to read 200 pages a day, I just kind of wanted to like challenge myself and see if I can like prioritize reading a little bit more in my week. I am going to be focusing on a lot of my TBR books for the month because I have read 1 or 2 from my TBR. I've kind of been a bit out of it mentally at the moment, just going through some stuff. So whenever I just want to have reading as my safe space, I reread my favorite series. So I read the first 2 books in the series of Unfortunate Events series, and so I'm just kind of working my way through the series. So I haven't started the 3rd one yet. That is The Wide Window. I just love Lemony Snicket's writing. I think he is so talented. I love the illustrations in this. This is just one of my comfort series that I read when I was younger, and I've only read them once, and there's 13 books in the series. They're all pretty short. I think this one's just 213 pages. So it would, like, if I read this all today, we would hit our goal. But I don't know if I'll read it all because I also am reading Academy of Liars. Only 50 pages into this, so I'm not very far into this. What I'm getting from it is like a dark academia fantasy kind of situation. Dark fantasy, but like in the kind of dark like horror sense, not in like spicy dark or anything like that. Basically, we are following Lennon. I think that's how you say her name. I've never heard, like, apart from like John Lennon, I've never heard it as a first name at least. And her life is just kind of going downhill, and she's just been asked to attend an academy, a secret academy, and you have to pass all these entry exams to get into it. That's pretty much all I know from now. And my battery is about to die. So I'm gonna go start reading. Once this is charged up a little bit, I will update you, and if I like get a little bit more into this. So as I was saying earlier, the Academy of Liars, Academy for Liars. Basically, we are following our protagonist Leon, and she's in a pretty awful state in her life. It's like, honestly, I would look up trigger warnings because a few of this, like, there's just some sensitive topics brought up. She's in a pretty bad place, and she gets this mysterious phone call, an opportunity to attend Drayton College or Drayton Academy. It only selects very select students, and they all have to have like some sort of special talent. So she possesses the innate gift of persuasion, the ability to weld her will like a weapon and use it to control others, and in rare cases, matter itself. So she's kind of got like a little bit of magic going on, I guess. As I said, I'm like 50 pages in. I was actually 45 pages in. So still very early days, and I haven't completely like gotten my head around it, but I'm gonna keep reading today. So we're starting this book on page 45. So either I finish this book at page 245, or at least get to page 245, or I read a little bit of that and read a little bit of this and just kind of put it together and get to 200 pages. I think I'll read Academy for Liars for now, and probably read this later at night to wind down my brain. If you don't know what a series of unfortunate events is, I feel like you will. But if for some reason you missed this in your childhood, which just... so sorry, because this is amazing. Basically, it is a very long series. They're all quite short books. It's a YA series, I would say, YA fiction. And we are following the Baudelaire siblings. There are 3 siblings, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny. One day they're at the beach when they get the news that their parents were in the house as it burnt down, and their parents are dead, and the house is completely burnt down, disintegrated, nothing is left. They have to go live with their closest known relative, which is somebody called Count Olaf. He is a terrible person, and all he wants is the Baudelaire fortune, but they cannot get their hands on the Baudelaire fortune until Violet is of age. She's only 14 in the first book, and then, yeah, she can't get it until she's 18. It's a very, like, honestly depressing story. Like, it's a series of unfortunate events for a reason. Just the writing and the characters are amazing. I love it so much. Anyway, I'm gonna go read either of these for a little bit, and I'll update you when I'm like at least 100 pages in. It's later in the night. It's actually quarter to 9. I usually go to bed about 9:30, but thinking I might have to stay up a little bit later. I don't think we have that many pages to go. Tomorrow I won't be starting this so late. So I read a little bit of Series of Unfortunate Events. I read 30 pages of Series of Unfortunate Events, and then I read almost 100. I am at page 136 of Academy of Liars, or Four Liars. So we're about at 166 pages, so we actually don't have very much more to go. I don't know whether I'll read, like which one I'll read. Might read a little bit of this and then just binge this at night when I get into bed. So yeah, we don't have very far to go. I'm hoping that's right? Like, no, I think that's wrong because I started at 45. Okay, hang on. Started at page 45. I'm at page 136, but I started at page 45. So actually we've only read 91 plus 30, which equals 121. Okay, still got like a good 80 to go. Whoops, I forgot I didn't start this book today. Anyway, got 80 to go. That's okay. We'll make it. We'll make it. I don't know what to think of this book. I'm liking the vibes of it. I'm really liking the whole academy setting. It's kind of giving like Olivia Blake, Ninth House kind of vibes. Now, I didn't really like Ninth House, but I think that's just because I didn't connect to the characters that much. And I really love Olivia Blake. So it's kind of giving those kind of vibes. Immortal Dark a little bit as well. And so I'm liking the vibes of it. But then there's kind of some random things thrown in, some random themes thrown in that I don't know if I love, honestly. There is a lot of talk of substance usage. It's just, I feel like really random. I don't know whether it's gonna have like a more significance towards the end, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's making me not uncomfortable, but just weirded out because it kind of feels like a really magical world and they just throw in that. And then there's also a few intimate scenes that again are really not special or anything. I don't know, it's just kind of feeling random. Like there's just a few random scenes is making me like kind of go about it. I'm still enjoying it, like, and I'm definitely not disliking enough to DNF or anything. I'm definitely gonna give it to at least like more than halfway through, if not just finish it. It's 450 pages, so it's like just a pretty average size book. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of about it. I'm not loving our main protagonist at the moment. There is one character that I like, but also I'm kind of getting a hint of a trope that if this trope presents itself, which I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know if I'm right, but if this trope presents itself, it is one of my least favorite tropes. Like, it's not accidental pregnancy or anything like that, but it is one of my least favorite tropes. And if it presents itself, I will feel super uncomfortable reading this. Like, that'll be my last kind of thing. So if that happens, then I'll probably DNF. But if that doesn't happen, then I'll be happy and I'll keep reading. Sorry if you heard that background noise at the moment. That was my fridge. Anyway, yes, that's my thoughts on that. As for Series of Unfortunate Events, I love it. Honestly, I love Series of Unfortunate Events. I love the way Lemony Snicket writes. I think he is so fun. Dedications, they just make like I don't even know what they don't make me laugh, but they're just so depressing, but also always fits the vibe of the book so well. And they're always dedicated to Beatrice, which I think was his late wife, but I'm not entirely sure. And this one says, for Beatrice, I would much prefer it if you were alive and well. That's it. And then the last one said like, my love for you will last forever. You, however, did not. And then like even his little bio is so cute. Also, there's this thing, I don't know if anyone else realized this, but when I was reading this series when I was younger, so they have a little like obviously about the author, about the illustrator, because there's quite a few like cute little illustrations in this. And obviously you always have like a photo of the author, except there is never a photo of Lemony Snicket face on. It's always like his silhouette or his shadow, something like that. Like you don't know what he looks like because they're always like just silhouetted photos that you never actually, and I don't know, I find that so funny. I was always really annoyed as a kid that I didn't know what he looked like. It really bugged me. We probably do know what he looks like now, but I don't want to look it up because it destroys that little mystery for me. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading either one of these. Probably a bit of both because I've got 80 pages, not 40 pages like I thought I did. So we're gonna go read and I'll update you soon. Actually, I don't know if I'll update you before I go to sleep tonight, but I will update you in the morning. When I tell you I only just finished like my 200 pages yesterday, I mean it. I kind of forgot to like track and I kind of just fell asleep whilst reading, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to make up for it this morning. But when I calculated it, I literally just read 80 pages. I needed to read 79 more and I read 80. Go me. So I got up to page 65 in a series of unfortunate events. I read this as I was going to sleep, which is like, it set me into a wonderful sleep, so that's good. And then I got up to page 181. Now, I really don't know what to think of this book so far. The cover gives it such a different vibe of what it actually is. Let me just say there is so much substance usage in this. Ooh, not so much, there's quite a bit. Like, and I didn't really expect any. That's definitely throwing me off and kind of making me not, like, just a little like while reading it, like a little uncomfortable. Apart from that, like, I'm enjoying it. Like, the writing is really easy and really just like bingeable. Like, you can just kind of speed through it. It's not like you have to like really take your time with it or anything. Oh, like, I don't know, it's just like the story I'm not loving. So I'm almost halfway through, as you can see. I think I'll give it another 100 pages, maybe a little less. If I'm still like feeling quite uncomfortable, that's the only reason I DNF books, is if it's physically making me uncomfortable. If I'm just like not like and like not connecting to it, I'll probably force myself to finish it, if I'm honest. But if it's just making me like super uncomfortable to read, then like, no, I'm not gonna finish it. It's about 1 o'clock at the moment. I just got back from my little walk for the day, did some Pilates in the morning, saw my sister, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna sit down and read now, and I'll update you when I have like a little bit more intrigue into what's going on. It's a little bit later and I just finished a series of Unfortunate Events 3. It was very good. I don't really know what to like rate these series just because I enjoy them so much, because like they're sentimental to me and they're kind of YA, kind of almost children's stories. So I usually just give them a 4 stars because like I have a great time reading them. But I finished that one. How many pages was that? It was like, we'll do the calculations later. I'm just kind of reading for fun at the moment, but it was about 210 pages and I started at like 65 today. So we'll do the maths later. I haven't read any more of this today, but I will read a little bit more soon. I'm going to go have a shower and get kind of cozy because it's just falling into the afternoon whilst it's still really sunny because it's daylight savings now. Hopefully I start enjoying this a little bit more. If I don't, I think I'm going to move on to my next book. For my next book, I have a few options. I'll probably just read this for tonight because like, yeah, I'll probably just read this for tonight. And then for my next book, I do have a few in mind. I have Bonded by Thorns, I think it is called. That is on my TBR for the month. It is a romantasy. I think it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I've heard a lot about the series and I'm just kind of curious to see what it's like. I'd have to download that on my Kindle though, because I haven't got the physical copy, but that is on my TBR. Also, A Clockwork Angel is on my TBR, which would be another reread, but I haven't read it in so long. But obviously I don't know how many rereads we want to do. Probably not that many. Another book on my TBR was The Christmas Fix. I did a really random TBR and one of the prompts was choose a Christmas book to read in October. So I could read a Christmas book. Again, probably on my Kindle, if I kind of feel like that. That could be fun. I might even start that tonight. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting too excited on what to read next. For now, we're reading this. We're gonna read a little bit more of this. I know that we have an interesting angle going on right now, but I'm tired and I can't think to put it in a different way. I've officially finished my 200 pages for the day. So hang on, let me get my phone. So earlier I calculated that I read 145 pages of Series of Unfortunate Events because we started on page 65 and it was 210 pages. And then for this book, we started on page 181 and we are now on page 240. 60. So then 145 plus 60 equals 205. So we got to 200 pages today. I feel like that wasn't too hard, but I think it's because I'm reading Series of Unfortunate Events. I'm going to try and not, like, as much as I want to pick up the 4th book in that series, like I really want to because I'm loving that series. I'm just going to try and get through some other books. So I think I'm either going to pick up The Christmas Fix or Bonded by Thorns. I think that's what it's called. On my Kindle afterwards. I'm still really confused about this book. I really don't know what to think of it. I don't know whether to love it. I don't know. No, I don't. I definitely don't love it. It's just a bit I'm getting weird vibes from it and I really want to like it because I really want to like this setting. It's a little too dark for me. That's what I'm picking up. And that's my own fault because I should have gone on, like I should have done more research before going into this, but I think it's just a little too dark for me. There is quite a lot of substance usage. There is just some really dark underlying themes and there is definitely, I know it's going to happen, that one trope that I really don't like. It's got to do with the teacher. I can't say it on YouTube because last time I said it, they were like, no, we don't like you saying that. You probably know from what I'm saying. I hate that trope. I really just it makes me so uncomfortable reading about it. And I really didn't want it to come up, but I'm getting that vibe. I'm really getting that vibe. So I'm more than halfway or about halfway through now. I'm gonna try and finish it, I think, because I'm terrible at DNFing books. Like it makes me feel so guilty. But let's be honest, if I get to page like 350 40 and I'm still really not liking it, I'm just gonna put it down. Like I just have to accept that. I just have to accept that. That is kind of my update on this one. Sad that I'm not enjoying it more, but I also want to read some good books that I actually enjoy in this vlog and recommend them to you guys. I might even like put this aside and pick up another book, see if that helps. I've made it today, did my 200 pages. Now I'm gonna go to bed because I'm so tired. It's only like 10 o'clock, just 10 o'clock, and I'm so tired. But I needed to get those 200 pages. It's the next day. I have had a busy day doing like, don't even know what, like just running errands and doing stuff that I needed to get done, cleaning the house, all that kind of stuff all day. And I've only read a little bit today. However, I made the very, very brave decision of myself to DNF Academy for Liars. This is a big thing for me. I hardly ever DNF. I think I've DNF'd 2 books this entire year and I've almost read 80. Like, I don't DNF. I feel awful. I feel so guilty. Like, the author puts so much work into it and I'm just DNFing it. I feel so bad. No, I can't talk myself into reading it again. I've made the decision, thought about it all day, and I tried to read a little bit more just before and it just wasn't for me. That trope's in there. I know I'm making such a big deal about that trope, but it really is one of the most like least favorite things to read about or watch, honestly. Like, I was thinking even in Friends, like my all-time favorite TV show, that season where Ross has that relationship, hate it. Like, worst. The best thing is that when they break up. Anyway, so yeah, I've decided to DNF it. Whilst I can really appreciate the writing style, and I think the vibes of it was so good. Like, there were some really good vibes. I feel like if you like dark academia, like quite dark academia with some kind of more heavy themes in there, you'll enjoy it. Like, if you liked Ninth House, it was giving me big like a Ninth House vibe. So if you liked that, I feel like you'll really like it. But Ninth House was also one that I like didn't like. I forced myself through it, but I just didn't enjoy it. And I think it's just the themes, the underlying like dark themes. And I feel like my brain can't wrap my head around it because I'm kind of expecting a like cozy book, even though I know it's not. Like, expecting a like, I don't know, just not those kind of themes to pop up. And it is taking every single thing inside me to stop myself from reading the fourth book in the series of Unfortunate Events, because I am hooked on that series again. I will probably pick it up later in this vlog because, oh my god, that series has me in a chokehold. But for now, we've started a new book. I wanted to start Bonded by Thorns, but I was having trouble getting it on my Kindle for some reason. Like, it wasn't converting properly. I have just started Phantasma, I think that's how you pronounce it, on my Kindle. I'll put it up here on the screen. I saw a few people reading this. I saw by M reading this. I saw Sarah Caroli reading it, and I just like, it sounded really interesting. People kind of picture it as like an adult fantasy version of Caraval, and I love Caraval. Like, I love Stephanie Garber's world. So that just intrigued me, and I feel like it's good for this time of year. It kind of is a little bit gothic. We are following a family of necromancers, which I like, you know, it feels appropriate to pick it up at this time of year. It's a dark fantasy romance, it says, but I actually think from my research, and I don't like, I could be duetting this part of the video and going like, what were you thinking, Freya? I don't read dark fantasy very much, but I really liked Quicksilver, so I'm kind of just like stopping that, like not letting it stop me from reading things. I do think it's more dark in like the themes, like it's like a dark fantasy type situation where it's like not necessarily in the romance sense. I don't know. We're going in with an open mind anyway because I'm trying to push myself outside my comfort zone, and I do feel like this is something I could really enjoy. I am only, how many pages did I read? I read up to page, 15 pages of Academy of Liars, 4 lies. Before I DNF'd it. We will count those pages, but it's not a lot. And I have only read 35 pages of this so far today. So we've got a lot to go. I've also decided that if any of these days I don't make it, like I don't do 200 pages, it's gonna lapse onto the next day. So say I'm like 100 pages short one day, I'll have to read 300 pages the next day, just to make it more difficult for myself. I'm gonna keep reading this. I'm very early in, so I can't really give a proper opinion, but I'm gonna try and read as much as possible of this tonight. Hopefully 200 pages. Hi, good morning. It's the next day. I actually forgot to update you last night because I was so much pain because it's that time of the month, and just had to fall asleep. But I pretty much made it to my 200 pages, and then the little bit that I didn't get done last night, I read this morning. So I made it to about page, I can't remember, page like I think 160 last night. I needed to make it to page 185 to get the 200 pages. And so I just read another 25 pages this morning to make it to page 185, and I kept reading, and I'm actually at page like 210 or something now. Anyway, I thought I'd talk to you and update you while I make my second matcha of the day, because it's that kind of day. I actually am almost out of my matcha latte, which is making me sad. I actually have it arriving like today, but I can't be bothered to wait for it. Anyway, for an update in Phantasma, I am really, really enjoying it. It is a little bit spicy, but like nothing I can't handle at the moment. I am not a spice kind of girl. I do not like a lot of spice in my books. I don't mind a little bit, but that's not why I read my books. So if it's there, it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's there. I'll just have to skim past it. But I am really liking it. It's very similar to Caraval, but like in an adult setting almost. With so slightly dark themes, again, a little bit more spice, but like, so Phantasma is a game like Caraval, and I think there's a big prize or something to enter it, but the reason our protagonist has entered it is so that she can find her sister who has gone missing. So her sister goes after her and has to compete in the game, even though she really doesn't want to. And there's a lot of like, it's kind of like you might go insane in this game, that kind of vibe. Like there's lots of things that'll just play tricks on your mind, like all these kind of spells and potions and all that kind of stuff that will make you just like question what reality is. And of course there's quite a bit of like magic and stuff involved. I am loving our main protagonist, our main guy protagonist. He is so good. He is so good. His name's Blackwell, and I don't want to say too much about him because I feel like it's fun to kind of go in not knowing too much, but I am really, really enjoying it at the moment. I don't know, there's just something about the vibe. It's really good for this time of year. Like for Halloween, amazing. Also this matcha is probably going to be quite weak because there was not enough matcha for one, but we kind of got a serving almost. I put coconut water in my matchas and I swear to God, it is an absolute game changer. I used to hate coconut water. Now I have like way too many matchas a day. I don't have that many, but you know. I'm really, really liking it. So I'm going to try and get my 200 pages done today with this book. We'll see how I'm feeling later in the night, if I want to keep reading, if I make it to the 200 pages. Yeah, that's a very weak matcha. But it's okay. It'll do the job. It does the job. It's good. It's yum. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading this afternoon. I have a little bit of editing to do, some emails to reply to, but then I've got quite a lot of time to read. It's about like 1 o'clock at the moment. And yeah, hopefully I'll get into it a little bit more. It is obviously later in the night now. I've just made myself a hot chocolate because despite the fact that it was really hot today, I'm craving a hot chocolate. Anyway, I have made quite a good amount of progress so far in Phantasma. I am really enjoying it. I will say it is a lot spicier than I was expecting. Like if I was going to compare this to Quicksilver in the term, like those kind of terms, I would say Quicksilver is like a lot less spicy than this, but I am really enjoying the plot. So I'm kind of just looking past it, and it's not like I hate it. Like it's like I don't care that it's there. So I'm at page 300 now, which is 72% in. So I'm actually going to try and finish it tonight if I can. Hopefully that lighting's a little bit better. We've got Maisie here on my lap. I will say our love interest, his nickname for our main protagonist, whose name is Ophelia, by the way, which is just a beautiful name. His nickname for her is Angel, and I just think that is the cutest thing. I don't know why, but like sometimes like nicknames for me are either like absolutely gorgeous, so cute, giving me giggles, butterflies, everything, or I'm there going, ew. Ew, stop, ew, no. Angel as a nickname, I think is so cute. I feel like there's a lot of stuff about to go down there. Like I kind of feel like shit's about to go down and I'm a little nervous for it. I don't know, like stuff's already happened a bit, but like we've still got like, as I said, more than 20% left of the book. So I feel like something else is gonna happen before if it's resolved. I don't actually know if this is the start of a series. I'm assuming it is, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous for all of that. Reading for now, and I'll update you a little bit when I'm like probably just before I finish it. Hopefully I finish it tonight. I was right. Shit's going down. A lot's happening right now. I'm about 80% in. So much is happening, and I feel like this has to be a series. Like this has to be a series, right? A lot of names are going on. I'm having to remind myself who is who because obviously there's so many other contestants. Anyway, I don't know if I'll update you before I go to sleep because as I said, it's 8:45 now. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and read as much as possible. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll just read it first thing when I wake up. But I think I'll be hitting, I'm 323 pages in. I think I need to get to 380 or something like that pages to hit the 200 mark, and I'll easily get to that tonight. So I'll hit my 200 pages and then we'll just see how much further I get, and if, yeah, as I said, I'll probably just read it first thing in the morning because I will want to know how it ends. It's the next day and I finished Phantasma last night. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. The ending just had me hooked the entire time. I could not put it down until I finished it. There were definitely some jaw-dropping moments, and I love Blackwell as a protagonist. I think he is so good. Just absolutely obsessed with like the entire universe. And so it technically is a series, but it's like an interconnected series. So for the next book, we're following our sister from the first book, which I find really fun. I'm really excited about that. I'm definitely going to be continuing it. Like, I'm very excited. I think it's called Enchanted or Enchanter or something. It did get quite spicy. There was quite a few spice scenes. You know, they were skimmable. They weren't anything awful. Like, it wasn't really dark, spicy scenes. It wasn't haunting Adeline, that's for sure. So yeah, I feel like it's not too bad at all if you're someone like me and have a similar taste in that kind of stuff. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Today is the last day of this challenge, and I think I've done a pretty successful job, honestly. I'm pretty proud of myself. For the last book today, because we have to start a new book, obviously, because I finished it, I'm going to be starting Summer in the City by Alex Aster. This is actually a pre-release copy. It is an ARC copy, and I am so thankful for that. ARC just means advanced reader copy or advanced reader edition. Like, it has a little sticker on the front saying, so it's not for sale or anything like that. And this is actually only just under 300 pages, so it's quite a little rom-com. I'm really excited to read it. I'm not too sure what it's about. Alex Aster also wrote Light Love, which again, I haven't read, but obviously it's a very, very popular book. Some people love it, some people don't, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, actually. It's definitely one I want to get to. But I'm super excited about this one. I'm so excited. I think this comes out in, it will probably say, it says the 3rd of the 25th, so probably March next year. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this. But yeah, I think I'm going to start this today. I kind of feel like just a quick little rom-com to read today, and I feel like this is the perfect one. So basically, I don't even know the blurb for this. It says, from lovers to enemies to lovers again, one summer, one wall apart. Summers always end, and so will this agreement. It's all pretend, promise. So I feel like it's fake dating, maybe? 27-year-old screenwriter Elle has the chance of a lifetime to write a big budget movie set in New York City. The only problem? She's had writer's block for months, and her screenplay is due at the end of the summer. In a desperate attempt at inspiration, Elle ends up back in the city she swore she would never return to, in an apartment she could never afford, floor-to-ceiling windows, skyline views, and new coffee shop to haunt. It is the perfect place to write her screenplay until she realizes her neighbor is tech billionaire bachelor Parker Warren, her stairwell hookup from 2 years ago. It has been lovers to enemies situation ever since. Sounds fun. Sounds very moody. We are going into summer in Australia, so I feel like it's a perfect time to pick this up. So yeah, I'm gonna start this and I'll let you know what I think. I'm at page 104. I kind of just read a little bit this afternoon, but then a few things came up, so I couldn't read as much as I wanted to, but I'm about to sit down and read it. I do think I'll be able to finish this today, or at least get my 200 pages in. Sorry, my fringe is not. I just washed it, so it's very like soft at the moment and won't stay in the right position. This is really cute so far. Like, this is so cute. As I said, this is my first time reading anything by Alex Aster, and I'm actually really enjoying her writing. Like, I feel like it's really relatable, at least in this setting. Like, the references this girl makes, she's clearly a little bit of a nerd, and like the references she makes is so good. Like, it's just, you connect to it so good. Also, this was sent from the US to me, and you guys over there, you have such nice feeling books. Like, why are they so nice to hold? Like, our books, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels more like paper. This feels like a shiny, like slightly matte, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels so nice. And I'm very jealous if all your books feel like this, because I want my books to feel like this. I'm really, really enjoying it. Like, it's just a fun little summer read. We are basically following our main protagonist, who is a writer. I did a little, like, I read the back before, but just for a little bit more insight. And she has a run into this billionaire. She doesn't know he's a billionaire until after she's had this run in and rejected him because he was a bit rude to her. She's trying to write a screenplay at the moment as well, and obviously she has writer's block, so she moves back to New York, which she didn't think she would be doing, and she is house sitting in like this extremely expensive apartment building in the city for the summer. And that is where she bumps into the billionaire again, because they are sharing the same floor, and he needs a girlfriend because the press kind of won't get off his back. Just kind of like a fake girlfriend for press situations. Yeah, I'm gonna go read. So it is the next day, my loves, and I finished my 200 pages last night. I literally read just over 200 pages, so that worked out well. I actually don't have too much more of this left, so I definitely think I'll finish it today, just because why not? And I think it's a cute romance. I think the only thing that is like bothering me about the romance is the initial interaction. Like, she is quite dramatic about it, and it's on the back, it's described as like a one night like stand type situation, but if it's not really, like they kiss and that's it, and then he assumes something of her, and from then on she holds like this vendetta against him. Like, she like really hates him from then on, and I just feel like it's not that big of an interaction. Like, you don't need to be that upset about it, But I mean, like, I don't know, maybe that's just like her reaction, and that's okay. I feel like apart from that, I don't have too many critiques. I don't think it was like an amazing 5-star like romance, but I don't think it was meant to be either. I just think it's a fun little chick flicky like romance that kind of is really good for summer. It's just a really cute, easy little read. I honestly don't have too much to say to it. It's quite little, quite short. As I said, I haven't quite finished it yet, but I will later today if I get a little bit more time because I'm a bit more busy today. But yeah, cute, fun, like do recommend for when it comes out. I think if you like any kind of just sweet romances, like I want to say it's not as emotional as Emily Henry or Abby Jimenez or anything like that, but it's along those kind of vibes, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a little bit more just like chick flicky than emotional. I know, I feel like I'm using chick flick to describe everything. But anyway, I successfully read 200 pages or more a day for 5 days. So I'm very happy with myself, and I feel like I got through so many books, so I definitely want to try and read this much more. Like, I want to try and read as much as possible when I can, just because I feel so accomplished after I got through so many books, and it just makes me fall in love with reading again. But because those 5 days are over, that is the end of this vlog. So if you have stayed till here, thank you so much. It literally means the world to me that you're here and staying and chatting with me, and it just kind of feels like we can be on FaceTime whilst I'm reading. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I can't wait to see you in my next video. I hope whatever you're reading is good. I hope you're having fun, because that is the most important thing about reading. And I love you all so much. I'll see you in my next video.